Hey guys, Chart Stoppers back with another video. In this channel we take a look at different stocks and map out their key support and resistance areas on their daily chart. It's important to know these areas before you buy any stock, and it's also important to know what kind of a trend a stock is in before you buy into it. Support and resistance is one of the most important things you should know about a stock before you either buy or sell. And also, if you're doing any day trading, swing trading, or options trading, you're definitely going to want to get familiar with this channel and support and resistance. Now, just to let you know, I'm not a financial expert. These videos are for educational purposes only, but I am here to point out key factors on the charts which do impact the price action of a stock. I also provided a link in the description for Webull. You could use it to start an account and you'll get 2 free stocks. And I also provided a link for Robinhood. You could use that to start an account. You'll get 1 free stock. And just to let you know, we will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks. So if you have a recommendation for a video, leave a comment below and I will try to get to it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. Okay, so let's get into the market today. Today is October 11th, 2021. It is Monday, the start of a new week, and as you can see, we started the week off on a bad note here. The S&P was down 0.72% today, the Dow was down 0.73%, and the NASDAQ was down 0.64%. You could see we were up in the morning, and around 10:45 and 11 o'clock through noon, we were flat, and the rest of the day we kind of just bled out slowly. So not a good way to start our week off. We'll see if the rest of the week we can turn around and end the week on a good note. All right, so let's get into the stock I wanted to take a look at today. Today I wanted to cover PayPal. I had a request from a viewer to cover this one, so I'll be going over this chart today. I think I've covered this one in the past. I'll provide a link in the upper right hand corner to the video. You could go back and check that out if you want to see how I got to where my chart is today. You should be seeing that link right about now. But currently PayPal is trading at $255.05. It was down $5.01 today, which was the equivalent of about 1.93%. In the past week, this stock is pretty much flat. It's down 0.07%. In the past month, it is down 9.03%. So not a good month for PayPal. In the past 3 months, this stock is down 15.65%. So not very good 3 months for this stock. And in the past year, it is up 27.61%. So looking at our chart here, you could see that we did have an all-time high of $310.16. We reached it on July 26th of earlier this year, and we also had a double top there. Okay, we also reached that on February 16th of earlier this year. We didn't quite get to $310, but we did get to a high of $309. Okay, so pretty much about the same there. So on our chart, it looks like a double top. And as you could see, we have sold off since hitting that double top on our chart. So you could see, we reached our high here in February, sold off, got back up to that high, reached it, got a little bit above there, and then sold off once reaching that high again. So that's what you call a double top, reaching the same point on a chart and not being able to break through or break above that point and selling off once you reach that point again. Okay, so that's called a double top. All right. And looking at our chart, you could see that that is going to be our top resistance point on our chart to make a new all-time high. So that's what we're going to need to break around 310 up there. And going down, I have our support, which was former support. Now it's going to be resistance around $270. That was a key level just a couple weeks ago. That was acting as support. You could see it was holding for a while here in this area, coming off of our all-time high right there. And, it looked like it was going to hold. We were sitting along there for a while there, and it looked like we were going to have a nice bounce off there and go retest that all-time high. But it started to sell off a little bit, and now we have broken that support. And what's also very important, we also have broken our trend line that we've been on. Okay, this green trend line I have drawn, we've also broken that with our support. So that is not a good sign for our chart here. And that is looking very bearish in my opinion. And we will go over that right now. And you can see breaking that trend line and that support is showing us on the chart that we might be looking at going down and testing this area down here possibly, okay, around this $240 support area. That was our last support before moving to that all-time high. You could see we pretty much rocketed off this $240 support area here before we went straight up, hitting that all-time high. Okay, and we were holding along this trend line for a while here. This trend line dates back to around May of 2020 is when we started trading along this trend line, and we had a couple touches off of here once, twice, three, and a fourth time. And this fourth time, it looks like we have broken this trend line and also rated our support line here. So now we have broken that, and it looks like we have more further downside to come as we have our support coming up down here at $240. So if I was trading this, I would be looking for that further downside, at least to that $240 area. I'm going to throw up my moving averages. Let's take a look at what our moving averages look like on here. And as you can see, we're trading below our 50-day moving average, our 21-day moving average here in the light blue. We are below that. Our 50-period moving average is in the dark blue, and you can see we have lost that in this trend that we've been in since around, well, we lost it coming off of that all-time high right in July there. So we've been trading below that. That's been acting as strong resistance, our 50-period moving average, since we lost it coming off of that all-time high. Okay, and it looks like, since our last earnings report, that's been acting as resistance. And we are also trading below our 200-period moving average. Okay, so that has been acting as support throughout this run since the lows of COVID back here, going back to March of last year. You could see the lows when we exploded to the upside after that, and we've been on this huge run since then, coming from a low of $82 all the way to that high of $310.16. And this has been supporting us, this yellow line here, which is our 200-day moving average. Now, this is the first time we have broken below there. So it looks like, we are definitely headed more to the downside. And I would definitely be looking at this $240 support for our next spot. We'll take a look at our weekly chart here to see if there's anything else that could help us out. You could see right now we are trading below our 50-period moving average on our weekly chart here in the blue. If we don't close above that, that would be very bearish in my opinion, and definitely I would say we would be headed down towards that $240 area. Okay, and you could see, these past couple weeks, we traded below this 21-period moving average on our weekly chart here in the light blue. That was acting as support throughout this run also. So just like our 200-day moving average on the daily chart, this 21-period moving average on the weekly chart in the light blue here that I have highlighted was acting as strong support throughout this rally from those lows of the COVID. So, it's almost acting like my trend line here. It was acting as support, holding this thing up throughout this, run that it's been having. But now we have broken it these past couple weeks, going back to, it looks like, the beginning of October here. So you could see when it broke below there, that was the start of this downside that we've been having these past 3 weeks here. So it looks like further downside to come. And I'm just going to switch back over to the daily chart here. And I'm going to get rid of our moving averages. And I'm just going to draw a trend line to represent a downtrend here. And we'll see what a downtrend line would look like. I'm going to change the color on it just so you could see. And this would be a downtrend line that I would, possibly think that it would follow down to our support probably. So I think, it's probably, it's not going to be too far off from that support right now. It's already trading around $255. So we don't have too far to go. We're only $15 away from that support. But I would not think it would just go straight down into that support. So we might have a test, a retest of this trend line here. As you could see, we didn't just go straight down here. We went down, came up, made a swing high here. And I would imagine that maybe this might be a swing low. And we'll probably come up, test this trend line again, make another swing high off of this trend line. So just be aware of that it's probably not just going to go straight down into this support here. Okay, we're probably going to have another swing high, at least one of them, before we go down into that support. Okay, so just keep an eye on that as we move forward and trade accordingly if you are trading this stock. Okay, let me get rid of this trend line. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what it's going to look like as it probably will go down into this support. And I would imagine it would hold up because that has been pretty strong support in the past. I wouldn't imagine it would break that support. Let me get rid of that trend line there. But if it did, I would probably be looking around the $215 area. Let me put another line in there to show you. That was former resistance. So that $215 area was a former resistance. So if it did break this $240 area, I would be looking around this area, that $215 area for the next support. Okay, that would be our next biggest support area. Okay, so if it broke this support, I would be looking for this to be the next support area. All right, so that's about it for this one. Again, looking at the chart here, it did break the ascending triangle it was forming. You could see it was on its way up towards this 310 resistance, and it looks like we have broken out of this trend line, this ascending triangle that we were going up towards that breakout here at that 310 mark. So it looks like it broke down here, and it looks like it might go down towards that 240 mark and test that support again. Just recapping. All right, so if you guys like the video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on. Really helps me out, really helps out the channel. And I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time on Chart Stoppers.